One. Let's see if it's making sure I have.
They won't speak back to you because they're muted.
I
But
know, I know. I was making sure that I have control of the screen now. I was just gonna
yes,
say, there we go. Gotcha. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. As she said, my name is Keisha Rogers. I am a certification officer with the City of Chicago Department of Procurement Services. So I am actually one of the officers that does review applications. So welcome to the workshop, and let's get started. It doesn't? Okay, there we go. So department overview. Department of Procurement Services is the contracting authority for the procurement of goods and services for the City of Chicago. We work together as a team and with our customers to guarantee an open, fair, and timely process by establishing, communicating, and enforcing superior business practices. There are a few different certification programs. So we have our local programs as well as we also handle the federal programs. So the local programs are our minority-owned business enterprise, our women-owned business enterprise, veteran-owned business enterprise, and the businesses owned by people with disability. So those are the local programs. Then we also process applications for the federal programs, which is the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, as well as the Airport Concessions Disadvantaged Business Enterprise program as well. So what we do is DPS is committed to providing information, resources, and tools to assist you in your efforts to compete for City of Chicago contracting opportunities. So we accept and review new applications for certification, annual no change affidavits, and recertification applications every 5 years. So we'll talk about those a little bit more, okay? We contract compliance with negotiated contractual MWVDBE participation goals, set standards for contract participation for MWBEPD and VBEs, as well as DBE and ACDBEs. And we assist vendors through our website. So the two websites where you can actually access the applications for certification are listed on your screen. So www.cityofchicago.org/procurement and chicago.mwdbe.com. I would suggest going directly to chicago.mwdbe.com for take you directly to the application, okay? So benefits of certification. It provides visibility. So once you're certified, your firm is listed in a directory, which is accessible to the general public. So you will actually be listed as a certified firm in that directory. There are minority, women, veteran, and disadvantaged business participation goals on City of Chicago projects and sister agencies. There are businesses in the private sector that also seek out certified firms for products and or services. So those are definitely the benefits of being certified. The City of Chicago also has a target market program, which provides exclusive bidding to certified minority and women-owned business enterprises. And this allows certified businesses to take 100% of the contract because there are no subcontractor goals associated with the project. My computer does not want to click to the next one. Okay, there we go. So do you qualify for certification? What are the qualifying groups? African Americans, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, women, veterans, persons with disabilities, and other individuals who can prove social and economic disadvantage. So if you're not listed there and you feel that you are economically disadvantaged, then you can definitely fill out a form to prove that you have been socially and economically disadvantaged, and then that form will be evaluated to see if you qualify. So there is a veteran-owned business enterprise certification for veterans. A veteran is defined as a person who has served in the United States Armed Forces and was discharged or separated under not dishonorable conditions. So if you are a veteran, then you will provide to us a DD-214 or a DD-215 to support that you are a veteran. And if you don't have that, then you should contact the Veterans Administration to make sure that you are able to get that form to provide to us. So in order to be certified, you have to be a local business. And this is for our local programs. So your principal place of business and the majority of your full-time workforce has to be located in the counties of Cook, DuPage, Kane, Lake, McHenry, or Will. Okay, so this applies to the local programs, the MBE, WBE, VBE, and BEPD. The DBE and ACDB programs are anywhere in Illinois. Again, those two are the federal programs, okay? So your business needs to be 51% or more owned and controlled and managed by a minority, woman, a veteran, or a person with a disability. Or for the federal programs, which is, again, the DBE and ACDBE, socially or economically disadvantaged individuals, okay? There are business size standards. So for the local programs, your gross receipts of your business cannot exceed 39.9 million, which is averaged over 3 years if you are non-construction. If you are a construction firm, you're subject to the SBA size standards, and that's averaged over 5 years. So we will take a look at your gross receipts when you first certify, when you do your annual no change affidavits and a recertification to make sure that you do not exceed these standards. Again, remember, this is a program to help small businesses. So once your gross receipts have exceeded that limit, then you are no longer considered a small business. And if you're part of the program, then the program has helped you to be successful, okay? So for the DBE program, again, that's federal. The gross receipts are subject to the SBA size standards, averaged over 3 years, not to exceed 23.98 million. And for ACDBE, remember, that's the airport concessions. It's not to exceed the 56.42 million, averaged over 3 years for most firms. There are some exceptions, okay? There's also a personal net worth statement that is also taken a look at for, there we go, thank you, for businesses, especially if they are in construction, okay? So for the local programs, again, MBE, WBE, and VBE, the threshold only applies to construction companies, and it's currently about 2.3 million. A personal net worth is over that 2.38 million, then you will graduate from the program, okay? So this is evaluated annually by the city of Chicago. If you are a construction firm, each time you do a no change affidavit, you will provide to us a personal net worth standard for us to evaluate. For the DBE, ACDBE programs, the threshold applies to all people seeking certification and is currently at about 1.3 million. This is adjusted periodically by the U.S. Department of Transportation, okay? So the calculation of personal net worth excludes the value of your primary residence and interest in a certified firm. Trying to click over here. Okay, so businesses that qualify. Most businesses qualify. You could be a sole proprietor, which is one that is typically owned by only one person, has no legal existence apart from the person, him or herself. Okay, so you must submit assumed name certificate if operating in a name other than the owner. A general partnership qualifies, which is 2 or more people go into business together without any formalities. A partnership agreement will be requested from you if you are a general partnership. A corporation. So a corporation is treated as an entity completely separate from its shareholders. It allows others to invest in the business without being liable for the debts of that business. So we will look to see if your firm is in good standing with the Secretary of State. So we actually go to the Secretary of State's website and make sure that your standing is active. We will ask for articles of incorporation, a certificate of incorporation, bylaws, copies of stock certificates issued, meeting minutes. So understand that we as certifying officers do understand that you will not have all of that information, especially if you are a startup company, and that's okay. You'll just be able to explain to us why you don't have that information. Limited partnerships also qualify. A limited partnership, the limited partners are more like stakeholders in a corporation. They are not liable for the debts beyond their own contribution. We do ask for assumed name certificates or certificate of limited partnership for a limited partnership. There's also LLCs, a limited liability company, partnerships that have a managing member or partner. You will have to supply your operating agreement and articles of organization. Now, a supplier is a regular dealer, which is a firm that owns, operates, or maintains a store, warehouse, or other establishment in which material supplies, articles, or equipment are bought, kept in stock, and regularly sold or leased to the public in the usual course of business. A distributor, or firms operating as a distributor, are identified as having a direct relationship with the manufacturer to distribute its goods and products within a specified territory or region. The goods and or products are not available or sold to the general public. Then you have brokers. So firms acting as a broker are not eligible for certification as an MBE, WBE, VBE, or BEPD, again, the local programs, but can be eligible for certification as a DBE. Okay, so if you are considered a broker and you're trying to certify under the local programs, then you would not qualify. A person or entity that fills orders by purchasing or receiving supplies from a third-party supplier rather than out of its own existing inventory and provides no substantial service other than acting as a conduit between his or her supplier and his or her customer is considered a broker. So you have to take a look at exactly what your role is and determine if you are a broker to determine if you could qualify for certification. So what is the application process? So again, that's that website that I said I will go directly to submit your application. So you want to set up an online account with the City of Chicago if you don't already have one in our C2 portal. So just go to the chicago.mwdbe.com website and set up that account, and that's where you'll do your application. That's where you'll do your annual affidavits. That's where you'll do recertifications. So for the local programs, there is an application fee of $250. There is no fee for the federal programs, which again is the DBE and ACDBE programs. Upon submission of your application, you will receive an email invoice. So we will not review your application until you pay the $250 application fee. So you will submit your application, then you will wait for us to receive it. Sometimes they'll take a look at it. If they determine the person that's reviewing it quickly that you're missing something, they might return it to you, but you wait until you get that invoice. You'll submit that $250 fee to us, and at that point we will receive the fee and receive your application, and then it'll be assigned to a certification officer. When you receive that invoice, it will let you know the different ways that you can submit the $250 payment. So you can pay at the city's payment centers. You can bring the, which you have to bring the invoice if you do that. And they only accept certified checks, cashier's checks, or money orders. Debit and credit cards are also accepted. I thought also it does say on here, the invoice does have the website address to make online payments as well. So information that is needed. There is quite a bit of information that you will need when you are applying for certification. And as I mentioned before, we do understand that you don't have everything. So I don't want you to think that if you don't have all of the information that is listed here, that you don't qualify. It's just a matter of communicating with your certification officer, or as you're completing the application, providing a statement to us to let us know why you do not have that information, okay? So we want your contact information. You have to let us know the type of certification you are seeking. So if you're looking to do the local program, and if you're a minority, if you're a woman, you're a veteran, you can click and apply for all of those at one time, and there's still only one fee to apply for all three. Again, the DBE and ACDBE programs, those are separate applications. So if you decide you want to do the local program as well as the federal program, you would do two separate applications. The BEPD, which is for people with disabilities, does require the Schedule G form. So you will submit that to the mayor's office for people with disabilities, and they will let us know that everything's fine with that, and then send that over to us. The VBE, as mentioned before, does require the DD-214 or DD-215 forms in order to qualify for that veteran certification. We will ask for ownership information, employee information, if you have any, facility information. You do have to provide a lease or a property tax deed or something like that to support that your office, whether even if it's a home office, is located in one of those counties to prove that you are local. Financial information such as your federal tax returns, your personal tax return, licenses for the applicant and the business. So if you are a real estate agent, then you will supply a copy of your real estate license from the state. If you are a City of Chicago business and you need a City of Chicago business license, then you will need to provide that to us as well. So you want to make sure that you are providing us with as much information as possible. Resumes, those are important. We want a detailed chronological resume. So when we take a look at your resume, we should be able to see all of your knowledge, all of your experience in the areas that you are requesting for certification. Evidence of executed contracts and or invoices, your driver's license, birth certificate, proof of your equity contribution. So if it took you $100 that you took from your personal savings account to start up your business, you'll provide us proof of that. Your business bank account signature card. So that's the card usually when you start up your business bank account, where the bank is saying who are the authorized signers on this account. An organizational chart, equipment list if you have equipment, and any type of loan information. So again, remember, we understand you might not have all of this information, and that's okay. So as in regards to financial documents, 3 years of federal business tax returns, 5 years for construction. So you'll remember earlier, construction had to provide a personal net worth statement. They also have to provide 5 years of federal business tax returns or federal individual tax returns. So construction is a little bit different. You will provide your individual tax returns. 4506T. So that's pretty much a form that you'll complete, that you're just submitting to us to say in the need, we need to contact the IRS. You're giving us permission to do that to get your tax returns. You'll provide to us any W-2s or 1099s for your employees. And again, the personal net worth statement for construction firms or all new DBE and ACDBE programs. So after application, the process can take approximately 90 days, 90 to 120 days, we like to say, from the day we receive all of your documents, okay? So as soon as you hit the submit button, that 90 days does not start, because remember, when you hit submit, you still haven't paid your fee yet. So you have to wait until you pay your fee. You have to wait until your application is signed to a certification officer. And then that certification officer will review and determine if there's any missing information, ask you some clarification questions, etc. Once they have everything, then that 90 days to 120 days kicks in. Sometimes it can take longer. If you're not responsive to us, it can take longer. If you're not providing us all of the information, additional information that we need, it could take longer. So, but usually typically 90 to 120 days. We do audit your application to make sure we have all documentation. We take a look at all of the documents, and then you may receive a site visit. So if you're a construction firm, you'll definitely receive a site visit. If you are a trucking company, you will receive a site visit. If you are a supplier or distributor, you will definitely receive a site visit. If you are outside of that realm, usually you don't get one, but it's definitely up to your certification officer if they feel like a site visit is needed. So with the site visit, you do have a field analyst that comes out, they take pictures, they ask you a series of questions, and then they report that back to the certification officer. If you are approved for the local program, your certification is valid for 5 years, okay? So you will recertify, well, I won't say recertify, you will file an annual no change affidavit every year, which just letting us know if there's any changes. If there's any changes, you'll let us know. If it's not, then you'll simply go through that no change affidavit fairly quickly and letting us know that everything is the same and nothing has changed. Because if the owners of the company has changed, your address has changed, you need to let us know that. If it's not time for a no change affidavit, then you would just do a material change through the portal to let us know about those changes. So there is a process that's called the expedited process, okay? And what that is that if you're already certified by the Chicago Minority Supplier Development Council or the Women in Business Development Center, then you can do the expedited process. It's an abbreviated application that will require less documentation. However, what I will tell you is that once your certification officer takes a look at that application, more than likely they're going to ask for additional information, because we still have to do our due diligence to make sure that the codes that you are certified in, even if they are with CMSDC or WBDC, that they are the correct codes and that you do qualify for those, okay? So to maintain your certification, you heard me mention the no change affidavit. So if you're part of the local program, when you first certify, then you'll do no change affidavits, and then your 5th year, you will do that recertification, okay? You have to recertify every 5 years. Now, if there's any changes, I kind of mentioned this briefly, like organizational changes, name changes, anything like that, you should let us know within 10 days of that change, even if it's not time for your annual no change affidavit. So you want to make sure you keep us up to date with all changes within your business. You can expand your services. So when you initially are certified with us, then you're going to tell us what your specialty is. You're going to let us know what nexus codes that you want to be certified in. So those are the categories, which are your areas of specialization. So earlier I used real estate. So then you can go to the Nexus website and determine what that nexus code is for real estate. And then you'll say to us in your application, this is the 6-digit nexus code that I would like to be certified in. You will have to, again, provide any required licenses, copies of executed contracts, any insurance, current resumes, etc. when you decide to expand. So this here just pretty much lets you know our different sister agencies. So like Jackie has said, this is recorded. So if you want to go back, kind of get any of this information to determine who our sister agencies is and their contact numbers for their procurement or purchasing departments, then all of this information is here for you to review. So the top 10 reasons applications are denied. If you don't have, if you have unsubstantiated or questionable ownership or control. So we want to make sure again that 51% or more of your business is controlled by a minority, a woman, a veteran, etc., depending on the certification that you are applying for. So we do look at that. You might get questions about that if your officer is questioning the ownership or control. If there's an unclear description of critical functions and who is responsible. If the company cannot substantiate where and how your startup funds or your expansion capital was initiated. Outside secondary employment takes the majority of your time each day. That could be an issue. We're not saying that you can't have a second job, but we will kind of ask you questions to make sure that the secondary job is not interfering with your managing the day-to-day operations of the firm. If the company is not located in one of the 6 county regions that were mentioned earlier, that's definitely a reason for your application to be denied. If your point of contact does not respond to requests for information in a timely manner. So like I said, when you submit information and you get your officer, they take a look at it, they'll send you a request for information through the portal. So once you certify, you should constantly be checking your emails, because that's how we're going to communicate with you, is through email. You'll usually, depending on the type of certification, when we send that request, you'll have a certain amount of days to respond to us. If you don't respond, then we'll send you a second one. If you don't respond, we'll send you a third request. But if you don't respond to those requests, then we can close out your application and then it will be denied. And then you cannot apply for a certification again for a year. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you're checking those emails and you're responding in a timely manner to your certification officer. Inconsistencies with the applicant firm name among various documents, problems with contracts, missing, incomplete, not signed, and executed by qualifying owners, or have no corresponding proof of payments. Required documents are not attached, or no explanation is given as to why the documents are not available. Like I said, if you don't have something, just simply tell us that, okay? You're missing your 3 to 5 years of tax returns were not submitted, signed as required. So we know in 2020, we're not signing returns. So you can provide that the electronic signature page, or just go ahead and just physically sign that tax return so that it's not returned back to you and we're questioning and asking why that tax return is not signed. So you want to make sure that that you're giving us as much information as possible. You cannot provide too much information, and communicate with your the certification officer that is assigned to your application, so that they can understand why stuff is missing, or if they're asking you something, just go ahead and follow up with them, okay? So at this time, if there are any questions for me, I know Rodney's been taking a look at your questions, and then I'll try to them as best as I can.
I'm just going to jump in here, and I'm going to just go over the questions that I see so far. And I think you've answered most of them, but we can just repeat them again. First question is, does certification cost anything? When certified, how often do you have to reapply? And can we partner with another large organization and still be certified?
So certification for your local program is $250. The federal program is free. What was the other part of that, Rodney?
The other part was, once certified, how often do you have to reapply?
Okay, so once you're certified for the local programs, you file that annual no change affidavit annually, and then you recertify every 5 years. That's for the local program. For the federal program, once you are certified under the federal program, then every year you do a no change affidavit, and you do not have to recertify for the federal program. So once you're certified federal, it's just annually, every year you're just doing the annual no change affidavit.
Okay, and then the last part of that is, can we partner with other large organizations and still be certified?
I'm not really clear on that question. If you're asking that might be related to if you partner with like maybe the Women's Business Development Council, if that's what they mean by partner, then you can go through our reciprocal program. But whoever you partner with, you can still certify your own business for certification. So, but if you are already certified with another organization, that's fine. But for ours, it's our own separate certification program. You have to go through our own certification process. So hopefully that answers that part of that question.
Okay. The next question, how can I begin application for certification because City Hall is currently closed?
So our certification program is online. Absolutely every part of the application process is online. So you will go to the www.chicago.mwdbe.com. And if you don't already have an account, you'll set up an account and you will provide the information. You will do the application online. You will upload all requested information. You will not send in any information or have to bring anything in. So you can definitely, as our offices are closed and City Hall is closed, you're definitely still able to go online and do the applications, no change affidavits, recertifications, all of that stuff can still be submitted online.
Okay. Next question, if you are a startup, do you still need 3 to 5 years of business tax returns, and can you submit personal tax returns?
So if you are a startup, then we definitely understand you will not have all of the applicable information, okay? So if you just started your business in 2019, then it's just a matter of explaining in your application, I just started in 2019, I don't have 3 years of tax returns. We totally understand that. So, but you will definitely provide your personal tax returns. But in the event, some people, for whatever reason, might not have 3 years, the last 3 years, then you just let us know that. So startup companies, it's just a matter of explaining that. Usually when we look at the Secretary of State, and you let us know the beginning of when you started your business, we know that you're a startup anyway, but just to provide that information, just provide statements and say, hey, I just started in 2019. I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have that. And we totally understand that.
All right, next question, is the certification guaranteed after everything is accepted and paid?
No, certification is not guaranteed because as we went through those different lists of reasons why people are denied, people can be denied certification, okay? If you're not responding to your officer, your application can be closed. So just because you provide us all of the information, that does not mean that you are automatically guaranteed certification.
And the last one, I want to start an export company. Are there Any programs that help you with building an export company as far as market research?
So as far as certification, we would not be able to assist you with that. I would probably reach out to, I know their offices are closed as well, but I would reach out to the Business Affairs and Consumer Protection Office and see if they can assist you with that. They have a small business center, which has a lot of resources to help people that are starting up businesses, or if you're already in business, that they could probably help you with marketing and any questions in regards to how to proceed with your business.
If you're denied certification, can you reapply?
If you are denied certification, you can reapply, but you do have to wait a year. So sometimes when you certify and communicating with your certification officer, if we notice that there's something that could possibly deny you, sometimes the officer will let you know that, and you will have the opportunity to withdraw. If you withdraw, then once you correct everything that needs to be corrected, then you can reapply before the year. But if you're actually denied certification, you will have to wait a year. However, I do want to let people know that if you are denied certification, you do have the opportunity to appeal. So your denial letter will let you know how to go about that appeal process. So even if you're denied, you do have the opportunity to come back and to present your case and to refute the findings of the reason why the officer denied your application.
And is there additional cost for that?
Do
you have to pay another $250 for that?
So the appeal, there's no fee for an appeal, but if you are reapplying, yes, you do have to pay an additional $250, even if you withdraw. So if you withdraw or denied, then you do have to pay an additional $250 when you do reapply for certification. If for the local programs, remember the federal programs are free.
They have one question that says, I have a series LLC. Each business under the parent has its own EIN. Do I need a separate application for each company?
That's something that if we get that kind of a lot, if those companies are doing different functions, they're separate companies, then yes, you will probably have to they have different names, different EIN numbers, then you would probably definitely have to do separate applications for those. But that's definitely something that if someone wants to talk with a certification officer about separately outside of this workshop, then they can definitely email me directly.
Okay. I'm not sure. Someone has a realtor question or something. They'll need to type it in and ask it. Unless Rodney, you have that one. If somebody sent something directly to you, I'm not sure.
No, I don't have a realtor question. I do have a few more questions.
Okay, go ahead and ask yours.
This is kind of two separate people kind of asked this question. It's kind of the same. Can you have a business registered in another state, but then be a resident of Illinois Cook County?
No, your business needs to be a local business. So your business should be within those 6 counties. And we do usually also, the owner usually lives within those 6 counties as well. So if your business is located in another state, then you can do the DBE and the ACDBE certification if those apply, because you would get DBE and ACDBE certified in your home state. So let's just say your business is in Indiana. Then you would get DBE certified in Indiana, and then you can do an interstate application for Illinois. But as far as the local program, that business and the majority of the employees need to be located within those six counties that we discussed.
And then just to refresh, can you go over which ones are the local certifications and which ones are the federal again?
Yes. So the local programs are the MBE, minority business, the WBE, the women, veteran, people, the BEPD with the peoples with disabilities. And then the federal programs are the DBE and ACDBE. So DBE is disadvantaged business enterprise, and ACDBE is for businesses that that's the airport concessions. So that people that want to do be a concessionaire or provide services to a concessionaire in the airport.
Then the last question that I have is, what are the benefits of becoming certified?
So the benefits are, that was, let me see if I can actually go back. That was actually a slide, the list of benefits, but when there is a contract that is put out, there are goals that the contract will have, and they do require for a certain percentage of that contract to be a certified firm. So that's a benefit. Some private organizations do actually look for a company to be MBE, WBE certified, or whatever the case may be. We're going back to see if we can actually find that slide.
You can tell me when to stop, Keisha.
Okay. Yep. I think it actually says benefits of certification on that slide. That must be all the way towards the beginning.
There it is.
Oh, that's one of them. But go one more, Jackie. There we go. So as you see here, like I was kind of mentioning, it provides visibility. So that's one of the benefits. So you go into the directory. So someone could go, anybody can go to our directory. It's public information. And let's just say you're a plumber, and they can go in there and put in plumber. And then if your firm is certified, then you'll pop up. Okay. Again, like I mentioned, there's participation goals on city contracts and sister agencies contracts that look for you to be certified. And then again, people do look at from the private sector, also look for certified firms. So those are the benefits of certification.
All right. So last but not least, if you have a question, please put it in the question area, not the chat, the question and answer, so that we can get to those if you have it. If there are no additional questions, we're going to finish up here and say thank you for attending. Oh, there looks like someone does have a question. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Do you want me to ask them?
Yeah. If you see it.
Yeah, it says even if your headquarters is located in another state, but you have a local office in DuPage County, can you apply for certification with the city?
So with that would be on a case-by-case basis, because what we're going to do, if you can apply, but we're definitely going to look to make sure that the majority of your workforce is in the local area. Because again, please remember that the local program is for local businesses. So we have to determine and make sure that you are a local business. So it can be a case-by-case basis. We will, like I said, we will take a look at that to make sure that the majority of your workforce is here. So if you're headquartered in Indiana and you have 100 employees, and 75 of them are Indiana and 25 are local, then you would not qualify.
I think there is one last question, and the person with the realtor question was basically, I'm a realtor. Mm-hmm. How can the certification benefit me in my business? And if you don't mind, Keisha, I just going to start off by saying, and then you can finish it. I'm sure you can probably answer this better than I. But if you weren't on in the beginning, I want to make sure that everybody knows that we have a buying guide that has all of the opportunities within that buying guide for 15 months. We do that buying guide quarterly. So make sure that you look through the buying guide for opportunities. And if you see something, then go to that agency's website and drill down deeper within that site so that you can see what is all required within that opportunity. So that is one of the ways that you can find out for yourself how this certification can benefit you. Because you may see some opportunity you like, and to bid on that opportunity, you might have to be certified. I will let Keisha finish this out by saying what she would want to say for that question.
Yeah, so I agree with that. The buying guide is a great way to look to see the different type of opportunities that the city of Chicago offers, the sister agencies, etc. But I would say as a realtor, one thing you never know. I always tell people you never know what type of opportunities could actually pop up with the city of Chicago. It's better to be certified now versus waiting until that opportunity comes up and then you're trying to rush to get your certification, and that won't happen. It's going to take that 90 to 120 days. So it's definitely great to go ahead and get it, even if you go through that buying guide and determine now there's nothing that's beneficial to you right now. That could change, whether it's this year or next year. It could definitely change. And again, the benefits of certification, as we just discussed, and that screen is still up. Visibility. Somebody might be looking for a realtor, and they might want a minority-owned realtor or a women, a woman realtor. Then they could go into that directory, and you will pop up because your Nexus code would be a real estate agent or a project manager or whatever area in real estate that you are in. So I would definitely. Some people just like to have that designation and to say that they are minority owned or women owned. And then with the local, the federal programs, if you are DBE certified with us, then you can always go to different states. Now you would, especially as a realtor, you might have to be, of course, licensed in those states, but at least you can also get that certification in other states as well.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Keisha, for all of this great information. Keisha Rogers from the DPS Department of Certification. And we want to make sure that you know that this presentation, along with all of the information that we offer, is on the website. So if you want to go back and get some of this information from a PowerPoint, or if you want to go to YouTube and just hear it again, or hear, like I said, other questions that maybe you didn't answer, or you didn't ask, or someone else in this session didn't ask, but someone in a different session may have asked a different question. So if you want to see that, you can go to YouTube, and then go to the Chicago DPS page. And then once you're there, put the title of this workshop in, and you will be able to see all of the archived presentations that we have done. Again, thank you so much. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day for today. And we hope to see you in future workshops here at DPS. We are doing it this entire month virtually. So if you'd like to join us, feel free to stay and join us in these various workshops. Just sign up, and you will get an invitation to come in and be a part of the workshop. And we hopefully soon, if everybody wears their mask and washes their hands and do all the things that we possibly can do, we will see you again at City Hall, perhaps live at a workshop or at one of our events. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day. And if you have further questions, you can always type them to dps.events@cityofchicago.org, and I will answer those for you. If you have ones specifically to certification that Keisha can answer, it is keisha.rogers@cityofchicago.org. And again, we'll see you at another presentation. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day. Thank you as well for the comments. Thank you all.